currently there's a developer called Gaylord. Currently there's a developer called Pacifica. And for the past few months, it seems that they've gone dark a little bit. We as a community are not being consulted. Information is not being shared with us. So we're hoping that our champion council members, or our new council members, or our mayor, are going to tell us, inform us what's going on and how to help us. So what would you do, Mr. Hall, to encourage those projects to move forward? And what would you do at making sure the community is involved in the development of those projects?
Jose, I've been talking all night long about how the city needs to do a better job of communicating with the residents, and this is certainly another one of those areas that I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm wondering myself in terms of what is the latest, what can we expect and what's the timetable. I've heard certain stories about how we've got to wait for the port commission process and the coastal commission process and what have you. It's also an element of what's happening in the economy. The economy right now is good, so I expect things to probably really slow down. But the important thing is that as your council representative, I'm certainly going to encourage as many open public meetings as possible that will give updates to this. And I also want our city's public relations department that is supposed to be putting out, I think, regular press releases on this to make sure that they're connected with you all. Because I don't think we do a very good job of communicating with you. We don't have a lot of media outlets like we have in the past. So we need to do a much better job of communicating with all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Ms. Benson.
I believe that the city should try everything they can to move along encourage the Gaylord development process, but all the while addressing, problems with the negative impacts. I believe that EHC had a terrific idea in putting together a community benefit foundation that would give concrete benefits to mitigate negative impact. So I think we still need to get over that hurdle, and I think the city needs to have more of a flexibility, open mind in that regard. I think we also need to go to bat for our workers, and Gaylord has already agreed to union jobs once they open, but I think we also need to let people know at Gaylord that we care, that we are not just because we're close.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Castañeda.
Well, I think we've got a number of things on the plate with the Bayfront. I think Gaylord is probably, well, at least it seemed to be the most viable. I think what we need to do as a city, and we need to work together with our port district, is to find out whether Gaylord is even interested in coming to Chula Vista. I read in the newspaper where they're with the Mesa, Mesa, Arizona, they're going to build a facility there. I don't know how in the world anybody in this economy is going to build multiple world-class convention and hotel facilities when most hotels by themselves can't even get financed. We need to find out directly whether or not we're being played or whether or not Chula Vista is where they want to come. I think we owe that to the voters, I think we owe that to the taxpayers, and we owe that to the people who would want to come invest and sort of benefit from the fruits of a Gaylord. I think with respect to the Chargers, it's the same thing. We don't know anything about what they're doing. Hard to say what they're thinking, what they're not thinking. And with respect to the condominium project, I think everybody is just sort of in a hold with condominiums right now, and I'm not quite sure anything's going to move forward in that regard, but I think we owe it to everybody to get a direct answer from the Gaylord.
Thank you, Mr. Castañeda.
550 acres of our Bayfront. That's serious. That is the answer to our west side. That is our answer to jobs. Look, many years ago when this economy was in trouble, when Chula Vista was in trouble, there was two companies that came forward and revitalized this city. One, Roar. Many of you work there. Another one, General Dynamics. We have to have our children have the same benefits to the city as we had in those days. We must help move our city forward. We must provide, we must try to get Gaylord here. We've got to do our very best to try to get those jobs. And you know what? Mesa, Arizona is just too hot. They're gonna come to Chula Vista because we have the wind, we have the beauty, we have the sunshine, we have 550 acres of bayfront, and they can't get that anywhere else. They're coming.